And we're ready to go.
Are we?
This is not going to, if I was doing the end of the day, I would do one more rinse and then I would take it apart. But we're going right into a coffee ice cream, so I don't mind, and it's going to be toffee, so I don't mind if there's a little bit of chocolate in there.
I should have got scissors.
I have scissors. You want me to get them?
Yes.
Okay, they're in my desk drawer. I'll be right back.
Oh, never mind. Jeff's. No. Here. Thank you. You want to talk about your coffee?
Sure. I'm a coffee snob. I absolutely love coffee. I buy all sorts of fancy coffees, grind my own beans. I don't roast my own. There's people who can do that better. And this is probably the worst product on earth for a cup of coffee, Taster's Choice. I mean, if you're on a desert island and the water was sewer water and this is all you had to make coffee, I still wouldn't drink it. It's just awful. But it makes the best coffee ice cream on earth. They're freeze-dried crystals. They dissolve 90%, 95%. They're great. Every once in a while you get a little crunch. It's a Taster's Choice crystal. And this may sound stupid until you do it, but be careful pouring it in because there's always a 35-cent off coupon in here. And putting it into the machine does not add to the flavor whatsoever. When we make this stuff's so strong it'll put hair on your spleen. So my sister moves down here from Chicago, and I said, don't touch my ice cream. If you want ice cream, ask. And nobody listens to me, so I call her up. So she comes in, and I don't see her for 2 days. And finally I see her. She's got bags under her eyes, and she looks horrible. I said, what the hell happened to you? She said, I took home some of your coffee ice cream. I've been up for 3 days. So I couldn't change my sister. We're not going to do it today, but I couldn't change my sister. So if you buy the green label, it's decaf. Works just as well, but now you've got a decaf ice cream so you can eat it at 11 o'clock at night, and it's not going to keep you up for 3 days. This will. So if you're driving home this afternoon and you're like this, thank us for it, because there's no sense drinking coffee unless it's strong. Oh, and with coffee ice cream, it's only going to sell to coffee drinkers. If you're a tea drinker, you're not going to buy coffee ice cream. But coffee people love strong coffee. I drink something called Death Wish. It's considered to be the strongest coffee on earth, and it's just great. It makes me what I am. So we're trying to make a strong, flavorful coffee ice cream, just like every flavor we do. We don't want to hand you a pale pink ice cream and you say, that's delicious. What is it? Then the three of us have just failed. You don't know it's red raspberry instead of strawberry. So this coffee is going to be great.
So this is a traditional dairy bladder. It's not chocolate. This, like Jeff said, comes just like the chocolate one, except this is what they call a vanilla. It does not taste like a vanilla. If you were to taste it, it tastes more like a sweet cream. So if you wanted to make a vanilla ice cream, vanilla extract is definitely needed. Now your recipe says 12 quarts of mix. This is only 10 quarts. This is a bladder. So majority of ice cream makers just dump a bladder and be done with it. But if you want to use it to its full capability, open up another bladder and you can pour 2 more quarts in if you want. All right, $5 says I don't spill a drop. We ready?
The Italian ice people run it as a 12-quart, 24-quart machine finished capacity because they're not measuring out from a bag. They're measuring out water at the sink and adding sugar. So they're getting the maximum performance out of the machine. So bottom line, your yield can either be out of this machine 20 quarts finished or 24 quarts finished, whichever way you want. All the recipes you're ever going to see for ice cream are going to be based on 20 quarts finished because all those recipes came from us.
All right, you all owe me $5.
Not a drop.
Not a drop.
Yes.
Can the bladders be frozen?
Yes.
Absolutely.
We have frozen bladders in there. Some of the bodies are buried out back. But yes, you can freeze the bladders because we only... Huh? What?
How long will they last if you freeze them?
Months.
Years.
Not years. We only do this class every other month, so we buy a stockpile of dairy mix and freeze it. Freezes very nicely. It takes about 3 days to get it to thaw take it out of there and put it in your refrigerator, it'll be 3 days. So you got a 3-day lag there. If you have so much as one ice crystal in your thawed dairy, it won't dissolve. It'll go right through to the ice cream. So you don't want ice crystals in your ice cream.
So we already got this started. The instant coffee is going to do exactly what it's designed to do. It's going to dissolve into the machine. It's going to come out a beautiful brown coffee flavor. Now for our toffee bits, I'm going to wait until it's probably about 4 or 5 minutes in before I add these, because I want to help keep these little bits suspended. You can do that with just about anything as far as inclusion wise when you want to work with chips, little bits like this, if you've got little cookie crumbles, things like that that you want to help keep suspended. When you have a smaller machine, it's a little bit harder to do that, but there is just so much room in this machine. The possibilities are endless. If you want to add in bigger, larger chunks of Oreos last minute, definitely do so. So you've got bigger chunks coming out. Same thing with whole pieces of fruit. I don't recommend it. Biting into a big old hard strawberry or peach is not fun, and it's not very flavorful. So we're gonna let this go for a while before I dump these in, and so that way you have something in every bite.
So with the smaller machine, will those pieces just sink?
No, you can still do it. You
go
just
ahead.
have to watch it. You have to be a little sooner.
Yes. So like this one, it doesn't have as much room as this one. So when you look at the cylinder on this, it's huge. You could fit a toddler in here. This one, not so much. So as the ice cream is expanding, it starts taking up more volume in your cylinder. This one, even though it's still expanding, you still have a monstrous amount of room to where I could still dump this in at last second if I wanted to and be A-okay. A lot of that is also because we put in 10 quarts. I really still have 2 more quarts of room to play with. Well, 4 quarts if you include expansion. But this one, you just like you said, be a little bit sooner. And the dasher system on this one, it's so petite and tiny, hardly anything really does sink to the bottom. Just wait a couple minutes before you do, versus you can go 4 or 5 or a last minute on this one. Any questions? Well, here, I'll pass this around. It's
What was the question?
Oh, she asked the coffee. Oh, Toffee bits. Toffee bits. It's by Heath. It's just Heath pieces. You could buy them in bulk. You can buy them off of the shelf. That's really up to you. If you have a company that you buy in bulk from already for your chips and whatnot, if they have toffee bits, grab those too. These are about $3 a bag, so I spent, like $20-something, but your profit margin is still high. If you want to pass it around, in case anybody's never seen instant coffee.
Yes.
So, like, I think it's Jenny's co-brands their coffee ice cream with Intelligentsia, and especially roasted. If you wanted to do that, say with Death Wish, you want to do a Death Wish collaboration on ice cream, how would you do that with their coffee since it's not instant coffee?
Using their name?
Well, even if you weren't.
You mean like to use a real brewed coffee?
Yeah.
So I've learned if I use like an actual liquid coffee in the machine, the flavor's great. It kind of makes the ice cream a little icy on the icy side because it's another liquid, but it's not a fatty liquid. It's just a liquid. I have heard people doing, what was that thing that you had?
Yeah, I have a machine. It's not a machine, but
Steep it?
you steep it overnight.
Yeah.
It's like a pot, and it's got a sieve in it, and you pour all the coffee into it, pour the water over, and let it sit overnight.
That
and
works
it
best.
strains through.
Yes, a concentrate would be your best.
It's what you're ending up with is a coffee concentrate. It would work well, but it's time consuming and expensive. And again, this is only going to sell to coffee drinkers. So you're knocking out tea drinkers, you're knocking out children, you're taking a lot of people out of the market. But it's the coffee that's going to bring me into your store. I mean, I go hunting around here for Publix when they have Bluebell Ice Cream, a company we put in business in 1910. They make a really good coffee ice cream, but it's rarely in the store. So I'll go to 3 or 4 stores looking for it, and then I buy up the whole amount. There's a lady in the front row who knows her stuff about Italian ice. To the world, this is sold by Solo as a pleated water cup. Pleated like a lady's dress. We call that a squeeze cup. And this is the way ice is sold in New York, in a squeeze cup. You don't give a spoon. It's 3.5 ounces, so you use a spade. Do I have a spade? All right, let's say this is my spade. A spade is a flat-sided spoon. And you can take the ice and you can put it here and you fill it up and then you shave the 4 sides. So by filling it over full, it's now 4 ounces. And that's a regular size. We call that a squeeze cup because we do exactly that. We eat the ice and then we squeeze it up like that. I mean, you can buy 4 million of these for $10. They're really cheap.
4 million?
Something like that.
Sizes, or is that the only?
This is a 4 ounce. They come 6, 8. More than that, you don't need. But that's a great way to sell it. The other way to sell it, of course, you can sell it in a cup like this, but now you're paying for the cup. You're paying for the spoon. I was doing a trade show once, and there was this lady who came in. She was from Malibu Beach, California. And so I do the squeeze cup. And since she said she was Malibu, I handed her a spoon. She goes, "What's that for?" I said, "So you can eat the ice." And she goes, "Are you kidding me? I'm from Queens, New York," and starts eating it like that. I go, "All right." So, wonderful way to serve it. And when you go into an area that they've never heard of it before and they're asking for a spoon and a cup, try this. It'll save you a lot of money, but it's also so much fun that people just really get to like this a lot. And you can do, small, medium, and large in this. And
It's interesting that they never made bigger ones.
they do. You can get 6 and 8 ounce now.
Dude,
Yeah. And they're still only made by Solo. But if you talk to a paper goods guy in New York and say, "I need squeeze cups," he knows exactly what to get you. Anywhere else in the country, they just give you, a deer in the headlights look. So what you're asking for is the Solo pleated water cup, and I can get you the number off it. It's number 450 if you're watching this. Great product.
So for your mini containers that you have up here, do you just sell those containers? Or is this your own personal ice cream?
The best thing that I have ever found,
Bribe.
the best thing I ever found out about the ice cream business is the older you get, the longer you wait at doctor's offices. You're going to see some eye surgeon because you're blind in your right eye. And they tell you, bring War and Peace, you're going to be there for 6 hours. Not me. I walk in with ice cream, frozen rock solid, with some spoons, and I go, "Hi, I'm here to see Dr. Taylor." And they say, "Oh, well, we'll take the ice cream. It's, he's going to be a few hours." And I go, "No, I want to give it to him personally." "Oh, and look, it's melting." And it gets me right in every time. So there's this one specialist in New York at Presbyterian Eye Institute, Presbyterian Hospital. And I pull this trick twice, and it works very well. Third time, I wait 3 hours. And so I get in there. I'm on a first-name basis with him. I say, "Well, what's the deal here? I waited 3 hours for you." He goes, "Oh, the lady before you brought brownies, and I wasn't hungry." I go, "You're a bum." So they're great bribes. Banks, doctors, anything like that where you think you're going to have to wait, bring ice cream. It's great. That's what you're known for. So it's terrific. So these are disposable, made by gelatosupply.com, as mentioned this morning. And they have lids, which I think we may be out of.
Nope. I ordered more before the show.
Oh, you did. Good for you. Thank you.